Good day to all. Good day to all. This is Nurturing of Our Humanity. This is G. I'm here to share a story with you about my camping experience. I want to share some of, it's when you get away and get into real quiet and silence and peace. It's interesting how loud things can become, or how numb we are to what we're hearing or what we get used to hearing, or it's just like a numbing effect. But it is nice to be in quiet that's so engulfing that you can only be in complete clarity or in a prison of your own doing. So with that, let me chill out in the background and let me talk. So I did go camping. My camping trip was cut short, but it was still full and fulfilling. And thank goodness that I wasn't banking. I think it's just a mindset I'm carrying right now, but I just truly wasn't banking on I wasn't waiting on day 3, 4, and 5 to do things. As soon as I woke up at, I don't know, about 2, 3 in the morning and realized how dark it was outside my tent. And we were set up under under foliage, under trees, but there was clearings right around us. And walked out from under the trees and looked up, and the amount of, it was more than stars. It was Milky Ways and galaxies. And I was just so thankful for my vision being up to par where I could see that, where I could engulf that amazement. It was amazing. A great amount of peace and solitude. But anyway, after a lot of interesting experiences on day 1 and some rescue efforts and things like that, I was able to catch up with my partner who I went on the trip with and caught him super early morning, right after I was already up. So I kind of hadn't went to sleep yet. So I kind of I knew he was going to the bathroom. So I just kind of whispered to him hey, well, before you go back in, come check me out. Let's go out. I want to show you something. So we go out and I show him all these stars, and we sat there for a couple of minutes. And while we were sitting there, for some reason, I looked down and I was doing something on my shoe or my footwork, something. And my buddy goes, "Oh, did you see that?" And I said, "No, what?" He said, "Oh, it's a shooting star." And I never looked up. So I'm counting that as one of them that I'm about to talk to you about. But he went into his tent and laid down with his family. And I stayed out a little bit longer because I wanted to partake in some flowers that I had brought, and maybe a shot of tequila or something, and just sit up under those stars for a bit. And before another 10, 15 minutes, I saw a shooting star as well. I've heard that is a time when you're supposed to make a wish. Well, I thought about it. I'm not the most I'm not the most believer in mythical stuff, but I thought about it, and a particular wish came to my mind, and I was thinking about my mom and her condition with dementia, and I'm thinking about myself, my children, where I'm going, the uncertainty of so many things. I'm just thinking about all of this, and I'm going like, God, if you do get one wish right here, what do you wish for? And something came to my mind, and it felt like the proper push. And so I'm going to keep that away for right now, but I'm going to tell you what it was, because the next night, not only did I watch the moon set over the mountains, I was doing a time elapse video um, at the same time. And I was also stretching my back out, getting ready for my whitewater rafting trip. And this is on the second night. And, interestingly enough, I'm laying on a picnic table, very big picnic table. And my phone is set up doing a time elapse video right off to me on top of a bear box, and leaning against a tequila bottle. And I had already chilled and smoked, and I was just stretching my back and just looking up at these immense stars, because once the moon gets out the way, the sky gets even darker, and it's just amazing. Um, but out of nowhere, I mean, for starters, I've never seen a star fly by so low and so fast. It had a tail on it that was probably the size of about 1/5 of the sky that it was covering, that was going by in it. Um, but I'm literally sitting there looking up at all these stars and things, and you could see that so many things weren't moving, and it was so clear, it was so dark. There was so many things that you could see. I could see satellites flying by. The only way I knew they were satellites, there weren't blinking lights like on a plane. They weren't moving at the speed that a plane could move at, I would believe. And they were going across all of the stars. So they were in front of the stars. Um, it was amazing. The layers of, the layers of darkness. It is unbelievable. It's really unbelievable. So now I want to share with you what happened, because when this second, it could have been my same star, but when this second star shot by with a tail and everything, I thought again, like, now the first night it felt a little like, "Oh, that wasn't a satellite," but it was kind of, but this night, oh, it was the real deal. It was so the real deal. And at that time, that's when I made the wish. And I made the exact same wish because it just sounds so good. And what was that wish? It was very simple. It was just a few words. I wish that I would max out my lifetime, max out this lifetime. That's what I wish for. And I'm looking forward to following through with all of that. I need all of that energy. I need all of that to happen. Um, but to max out this lifetime, what does that mean? Well, it means multiple things to me. Um, one part of it, like I said in the beginning, I was thinking about my mom. Part of maxing out my lifetime is maxing out my manhood and my responsibility and my uh, being an amazing son, being a good son, stepping up at the time where I'm needed the most. That's a part of this maxing out my lifetime. I want to share a few more things with you. as a given, maxing out your lifetime is doing the things that you know you're supposed to do. I mean, you know what all these little things are. These are things we generally avoid. Oftentimes we avoid. It could be hygiene related. It could just being like, not being lazy, whatever it is. But you know what your quirks are. You know what's wrong with you. You know what pisses you off about yourself. You know what you're not proud to say is something that you do that you really do. Keep it to yourself. It's personal. But all those little things, all of that, just for starters. Before we even get on the bigger list of stuff, let's just start with all that little punk stuff. Because all that little punk stuff is what brings clarity and allows you to have the focus, I believe, to get onto the bigger stuff. Uh, Stretching, diet, water consumption, maxing out my lifetime. I know these things need to be done. A big one that I've been flirting with for years now. I know this is a layer to greatness. Silence. I come on this podcast to speak, but how about silence and the power of silence? Creation, currency, creation, being a creator, makers and takers. I continue to double down on being a maker, making something from nothing. Being a student, which is also growth. A lot of growth is about detachment and separation and being able to identify what was wrong with what you were doing and making the adjustments and getting to doing it better. We know what these things are. We avoid them. We avoid them. Sharing or being a teacher. The important thing about that is there's a time for teaching, and when not in teaching mode, it's all about being a good student. But sharing, and not just sharing genius. Genius is simplifying the complex. So not only do I want to share, but I want to have aha moments for people and with people. Sharing genius. And then to wrap up my list, Ermias Joseph Ashkadam, aka Nipsey Hussle. He says the highest attainable level, the greatest gift you can become or give is inspiration. So I want to make sure that my impact is based in inspiration. Just to get in front of the camera, to speak, to be transparent, to be what other people are afraid to be, but love to critique and talk about. Inspiration. So anyway, you guys, that's the piece of my story that I want to share with you. I come back from this trip. I don't know if I would say changed, but definitely inspired. And I wish I would have had more time. I could have got more nights out there, but I'm so glad I didn't play around with the few nights that I did have when I had them. And I was in the moment. And that's what it's about. So when I look at those videos, listen to the sounds, and remember that trip, I can remember being right in that moment because I was right there doing what I was supposed to do, being in the moment. So anyway, you guys, with that, I'm going to end this right here. But this was my Wednesday talk. And this is the one where I'm bringing my story from my camping trip and what I got from it, which was a lot. I hope to allow that energy to continue to burn in me. And, I want to make it count. I'm continuing to surround myself with greatness and things that I'm doing greater than I've ever done before. So I'm really proud of myself in the moment, in real time. And, I want to be a beacon where I can even inspire myself. I want to make sure I inspire me as well. All right. So with that, this is my Wednesday talk. This is Nurturing of Our Humanity. I'm going to do my best to make these the best videos ever coming up. And I'm going to try to do that by living a life that's content worthy and inspires greater content out of me. So I appreciate any comments, like, subscribe, whatever you got for me. Do it, bring it, be a part of it. And most of all, thank you for sharing your most valuable resource, which is your time, with me. Till next time, peace out.